Good evening, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to Visionary Pulse with me, your host Nazia Nabi, a segment which focuses on chatting to game changers and change makers. And tonight is certainly no difference as we chat to one such game changer and change maker. We say a very good evening and a warm welcome to Nazia Shah, who is the CEO and founder of Infinity Realty Group Holdings South Africa and the CEO and founder of Paramount Homes. Nazia, assalamu alaikum and a very good evening, a warm welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on Visionary Pulse.
Walaikum salam, and thank you very much for having me.
Tell us, to all our viewers out there, who is Nazia Shah?
So first and foremost, I am a mom, dedicated mom actually, of 3 beautiful kids. My son's 18, my daughter, many people say they don't believe that. my daughter 15 and my little one 8. But more than that, I believe that I've also really worked my way into being a very career-orientated, goal-driven career woman. I've actually at this point managed over 3 different companies locally and internationally. Our stance really is woman with vision. If you believe in your ambitions, you believe in your goals, remain true to that, and yes, you absolutely can achieve whatever you put your mind to.
That's brilliant. I love what you just said. Anything's attainable once you put your mind to it. Absolutely. So you come across as a really strong, resilient woman. I've seen you, really work hard, and success doesn't come, without dedication, without hard work. Before we go to that, let's backtrack a bit. Why property?
Well, real estate,
it's a male-dominated industry, yes. I would think, and for a female to branch into that, and someone so young as yourself, I mean, kudos to you. It's hats off. It's something so amazing. It must have taken a lot of courage to get into this.
Absolutely. So I must advise that real estate, definitely a passion. It's always been something about buildings that excited me, even up to now. I mean, you could take me for a walk and all I'll be doing is looking up into the sky, and especially now because
I've seen that.
So in terms of architecture, anyway, this beautiful building really catches my eye. It's really, not just that, beautiful luxury homes. I've managed to walk through mansions. I've managed to walk through, or I have in my career seen, from the lands of Atlantis in the UAE to European waters. I mean, if you look at basically, and again, our beautiful lush South Africa, the landscape and the beauty that we have here. So it's always just been a passion. It's been something that always caught my eye. And then over and above that, my family has actually been in real estate. It's actually been something that we have in our blood for many years.
So it's been in the blood?
Absolutely. And then of course what we've then, everybody then gained from there, and my mom really started in the industry more than 20 years ago, and watching her exceed and achieve as a strong, powerful woman back then, which was probably even more difficult. She's really, we really built that up and built the brand, and of course from there I moved out internationally, and we have a very strong brand across all aspects really at this point. If you're looking at residential, commercial, retail, residential, apartment style living, residential, mansions, villas, all available. You name it, is available.
So when starting this off, Nazia, it must have come with its own share of hurdles, right? What were some of the setbacks that you had? I think that is so important to highlight, because here's a incredibly successful woman, but I want also to highlight to people out there that, success, yes, it's achievable, but not without hard work, dedication, setbacks. That's a normal daily thing. I don't want our viewers to ever give up on their dream, to say, no, I've got a no today, I've got a setback today, I'm giving it up totally.
Well, yes, absolutely. I'm not going to deny that it comes with lots of hard work, lots of blood, sweat and tears. Absolutely. You've got to basically ensure that no matter what it is, but with this specifically, I will say that you come across really difficult owners sometimes of properties. You come across, yes, as you've mentioned, male dominated. So, in terms of picking up on how to overcome these challenges, it's just got to really keep going at it. You almost end up being in a constant, because remember you're canvassing, and until you build your name, you actually still very, people don't understand who you are, they don't trust you, exactly. And that too, don't take you seriously. You've got to ensure that you've got a very strong market approach, you're very professional. You ensure that no matter what, you come across as you are seriously in business, and you provide that service. So whatever you say, you make sure you do exactly that. So that, for me, is most importantly, you've got to walk the talk. You've got to stick to what you're saying you're going to provide clients, and you've got to do it double being a woman. And it's okay until they actually get to trust you. And when they do, you're actually a for away. Then, it's taken to almost 15 years, me personally, in the business, in the industry. It's not been, the past 2 years were basically in South Africa. And we started off in a very big development out in the Midrand area, a very, very difficult Chinese client. But however, I must admit, and this was also very male dominated, but we built the relationship, and that's what's most important, building that relationship, ensuring you provide them that service. The trust factor is a very big thing in this. I mean, people are investing their lifetime into making a family home purchase, and no matter what that is, whether it be big, small, whether it's the biggest investor you're dealing with, every single client, even if it's just a small rental, your clients are number one, no matter what. And yes, they are always right. So you've got to make sure that you are ensuring that client services is on par.
Okay, so take us through a day in your life. It seems so crazy out there what you're doing. Like, it seems like this is from the time you wake up till you go to bed. I've seen you work extremely hard, but also have a balanced lifestyle with your kids as well. So take us through a day in your life.
So to be very honest, I don't know if you want me to discuss or chat about the exciting bits, because it can be quite an exciting career, knowing that you actually can get to a point where you're able to have yourself set up in a way that you're able to be anywhere in the world and still work the industry and still work wherever you may be. So in that sense, I'll tell you that my day just generally starts at the moment. I mean, if we had to talk to 2 years ago when I had to be in the office and when I had to be with clients, it just depends. So first of all, at this point, I get to be anywhere in the world and I'm still able to close deals around the world. And that's because it's taken me 15 good years to get here. But
it's really amazing, especially for a mom such as yourself. You can go be anywhere in the world, any time of the day. You can still be earning money, and I think that is amazing.
Exactly, and this is what real estate can actually do for you. And this is the passion that comes with it, but it doesn't start easy. You've got to put in your hours, you've got to put in your years.
Yeah, it's not going to just
come. And not
like
just that, you've got to have your qualifications. So it's taken between 5 to 10 years only just to make sure that. And again, I am also based internationally, so just touching in on my real estate business that is effectively functioning in Dubai. In the United Arab Emirates, I have an office that is running exactly as is in South Africa. So that means I've got 2 teams that are running in the business.
Different time zones as well.
Different times. Managers, offices that are running. But my day really just starts with a very good morning catch in with all of my staff, ensuring that if it's necessary for me to be available for viewings, clients' attention, I'm there. But really, I'm now watching this from the top, which is just, it's an amazing feeling.
Because you've done with the training, you've done with all of that. So Nazia, we were talking about a day in your life, and you've said, obviously, you've established yourself. It has come, obviously, at a price. It has come with a lot of time spent away from family, obviously, because you needed to close deals, you needed to be there 500% hands-on in the business as well. But now comes the time where you can really reap the benefits and enjoy. So for any of our viewers or, people that have just left school and they would like to venture into property, what are some of the things that they need to do?
So first of all, in terms of qualifications, we do in fact, or offerings on our end in terms of interns, we do have we have an intern program that is continuously runs every 2 months in the industry, well, at least in our offices. Okay. I can definitely get you in touch with our office manager and our HR, which can go through the requirements. But yes, we are able to consider, in fact, school goers, people that are qualified or just completed even with just matric. We're able to work, they are allowed to actually work through an intern program with us. We are looking for these candidates, in fact, so it would be a great opportunity for us to get in touch. Yes, absolutely. And this is in fact how we basically work. They've got to attend a 1-year internship under the company. Obviously, we would need to go through the stringent requirements in order to be accepted into the program. But thereafter, once you're able to then continue trading right up to principal status within a 2 to 3 year period in the business. So if they've got what it takes to, and have the ambition and really want to get out there and really make things happen, absolutely, we have the opportunity.
Okay, so for people that are women that are sitting at home right now, or the unemployment rate is so high, what are some of the ages that, the cutoff age? So I've got to ask this because, people would think, no, I'm too old for this. No. I don't think.
Well, that's with real estate. That is the one good thing about this. You could be 60, 65 years old and still be and have a really good relationship with your community, why not have those chats around being a real estate broker? We are there to assist you, to educate you, to give you the knowledge and the understanding of how this can be done. I mean, why not? We're actually looking for strong, exactly, for people that are looking, will have the spare time that want to do this. But again, I can't say spare time because it does become a full-on professional commitment. Yes. Absolutely, it can't be part-time. It is. We've tried this as well for the first few years that we started the program, and we found that it didn't really work very well. You've got to be committed. So, and once you are committed, you're going to see the results. There's just no way that you won't if you're doing the right thing. So that is why we're
like
here.
You've said. So this is the perfect opportunity. You've mentioned that property has been in the blood. It has been in your family. But when was the turning point when Nazia Shah decided, I'm going to go into property? When was that turning point?
I was managing a very big team in a very big corporate for 12 years. So it took a lot from me it took a lot of being committed to a full-time 8 to 8. I could say 8 to 8 because I used to stay till 8 every day to do what I was doing. And at some point, I had thought that, it was always my dream to open or to at least have my own company that I could be running and grow my own team. And of course, totally different to what I was doing. But sales was always in the blood. Apart from just real estate itself, sales has always been something in the blood. Marketing came in from being in a very strong, very big corporate in Sandton. And I took both of that. I took all of that.
And you merged it.
And I merged it. And I used a lot of that in how my company is run. So it's very important. You would know if a real estate broker would understand, you've got to have the right approach to marketing. And our most investment really is into that. You see the difference in terms of our standards, in terms of our photographs, in terms of our social media. We've got to be up there. I've got to make sure. And again, internationally, this is something massive because you asked the question of when Nazia Shah came alive with real estate. It was when I'd seen all of the architecture in real estate in Dubai that got me flowing, where I thought, I wasn't aware. Not just that, I wasn't aware of a South African female that was running or at least selling in Dubai or had a company running on their own. And I do believe that I actually was one of the first females to open a company running there.
Yes.
And yes, it really was amazing. We took everything all the knowledge, everything that I'd known, and at almost 5 years ago, so this was also still when the market was slightly, I would not say immature, but still emerging. Let's rather say Dubai was emerging in real estate. Of course, COVID
So you
hit.
went during the perfect time?
I went just before COVID hit. So it gave me a year and a half to plan before I got into the market.
Yes.
And yes, a lot of the really big companies had left at the time. Unfortunately, it just became an open market. So I think it was also just all about timing, but always luck. I don't know, but at the end of the day, reality is that I believe that if you plant yourself and you've got your vision and you've got your goals and you're ambitious enough to make sure that this is it, you've set your goal. And I did actually start off in a building, then I said, I am not leaving this building until I do justice. And it's not just a building, it's 5 towers, and there's towers coming up around me every day. We look at something and it's upcoming. Absolutely. Right. So Dubai at the moment it's actually one of the most emerging markets, and again it's being seen as a very positive in the industry now, simply because we're no longer looking at it as a recession hit or a bubble any longer. There's the developments, there's
the
infrastructure.
Is totally different, right?
Well, yes, the mindset's very different there, but you have a lot of international investors, our European investors, our subcontinent investors. It's just something that they love. It's need to change the mindset in terms of what it has to offer, because it's becoming a really great hub for safety, security, business. You can actually grow a business growth opportunity. All of this is actually, and the thing is, the demand is no longer. So they have the infrastructure now in order to invite people to be living and moving over there. Okay. So you find a lot of our younger community that's very interested in starting their lives out there, and an actually great opportunity, absolutely great opportunity. And like I said, absolutely, definitely get in touch with me if they're interested at any point in terms of Dubai property. But most importantly, you've got to keep your wits about you. You've got to really know where you come from.
Yeah, but you've got to be brave as well.
You've got to be brave.
The move from South Africa to Dubai, how did that transition take place?
Like I said, it has to be, you've got to really know that at the end of the day, if you believe in your dreams and you realize, I'm going to take 2 years, again, everybody says this, and yes, there was one of me. No. There's always this, I'm just going to stay in Dubai for 2 years and then I'll come back home. Actually, we chose to go around the expo. This was when I know that historically, we've had great success here in South Africa when the FIFA was happening. We had huge success. My mom's family business had huge success around that time. And it was a motivation to say, okay, there's the expo taking place. Let us be there and let us be seen. Let us see what happens. The South African offices are running smoothly. We can work almost remotely. And then, of course, COVID hit and everything was remotely for a long time. So that worked almost in our favor. And we continued that way. And Zoom was something we'd never known. Exactly. And then we were stuck out there during COVID and Zoom became everything we knew out here. So it was dealt very differently, Dubai and South Africa,
so
and the way things were done.
The transition was seamless, it was easy, everything worked in your favor, I would say.
Everything seemed to work in my favor, luckily. But again, at the end of the day, no, you've got to be able to handle the hurdles, and you've got to just keep at a consistency and knowing
setbacks, right?
And the setbacks, and of course just keep resilient. You've got to know that you're here for a reason. And we got there for the expo. Remember, the expo had then been postponed another year. So fine, we worked along a lot more in terms of basically understanding what the industry was like, getting a better understanding of what the people are like, building the relationships, etc., getting ourselves more acclimatized in a very difficult situation. Although COVID was helped, honestly, COVID was really dealt with effectively in Dubai. But in terms of that, when Expo did take place, we were more than ready. And at that point, I said to my family, they need to give me these 6 months, and then we're going to be able to take it from there.
It really took a lot of passion, I would say. That's the only easiest way to sum it up, because yes, it is all glitz and glam that it's visible on the outside, but on the inside, what many don't see is the hard work, is the setback that come along with it. But I love that you've really, made this transition so seamless, made it a success, and that is totally amazing. It is really an inspirational story for other viewers out there to really take cognizance of and say, if Nazia can do it, why can't I? So I've got to ask you, some of the do's and don'ts in real estate. Can you please elaborate a bit more about that?
So real estate, first and foremost, you've got to be visible, you've got to be professional, you've got to ensure that you are well maintained and well dressed so people actually take you seriously. You've got to be resilient, you've got to be continuously, again, it's all about passion. So when you go out there and you're actually advising clients that you're going to sell their home, you better be ready to sell that home.
So you're manifesting already the positivity, and it must be all on the outward.
Absolutely, it's got to come through with with your introduction and how you introduce yourself to clients and what you're actually going to be offering and ensuring that does actually happen. So most importantly, it's just about being visible and making sure that people know you as a broker. Most importantly, my biggest advice to our viewers out there, if you are deciding to join the industry, get all of the knowledge that you can. As I say, we are more than happy to assist you with that. So you've got to be visible, you've got to be professional in your approach, you've got to be warm and friendly, be passionate, and be resilient. These are definitely the 5 main do's and don'ts, I would say, definitely do's actually, I would say, as a real estate agent.
Okay, so what do you consider the most common stereotype about being a lady entrepreneur?
So in a world that is evolving, we remain confident that as women with intellect and ambition, we are able to go out and teach, coach, conduct business, and still manage a home. It is false idealism that women should be homebound only as primary caregivers. So it's really, you go out there, be professional, as I said, and ensure that you're providing the service that you advise that you will. With the right support from a company that would provide you and give you all of the necessary support in terms of marketing, in terms of the necessary visibility that you require as a broker, you will have that confidence in order to go out into the industry and make that happen.
So Nazia, looking back to when you started in real estate, is there anything you would like to change about these sectors to where it currently is right now?
So I would say that we don't really have this, our industry really does not, we don't see this as a qualification in the market itself or in a university at that. So tertiary level, real estate is not actually yet a tertiary level qualification that could actually be offered.
Wow, I love that you said that, and it's so needed, right?
Absolutely. This is in fact an industry that is so untouched and is so possible to earn and make so much of, the income for brokers out there. You could earn as much as a doctor or an attorney, but we don't see that. And unfortunately, this is where we seem to be lacking, where unfortunately being a broker, especially in South Africa, it isn't, because it's not a tertiary level education. this is where people find that, our brokers and agents are somewhat just, that's it, just,
Anyone,
just anyone calling to make a buck. That's it.
Should.
And yet it is such a diverse, interesting subject and profession to get into. And this, in fact, yes, like I say, I regard this as I absolutely regard this as a profession. I call myself, with my master's in the industry, it is seen as a master real estate property practitioner. But if this could be given the opportunity to actually be a qualification in our tertiary level education system, I think we'd have so much more to go out there with and to offer to the industry.
And that is amazing. I think that what you've said is really, really amazing, because it's something that is so often overlooked, I would say. That's the word I'm looking at.
That's it.
Because it's a relatively great income stream for someone like you've mentioned. And I think you've cleared that misconception up, that you need to be young, you need to be, you need to look a certain way. Yes, looks are important. The way you dress is important, but most of all, this is an income that is available and can be earned by any age bracket.
Exactly. And not only that, the profession of a real estate agent and what we provide through a transaction, these are with skills. You've got to have the right skill set. There's a skill set that you should be having in terms of in order to be a success. This can be taught. So this definitely over the period, if we had this as a full-time profession, absolutely could do wonders for our industry and for our youth, and in fact anybody else that might be interested in getting that degree.
As old as 60,
absolutely 65. Do this in educate themselves on exactly what it is. But again, it's a serious,
got to take it seriously. Yes.
Profession, which basically means that you go out there and you're giving yourself to the buyers. You're lending your energy into the entire, something as big as a property purchase for a young couple. It's the first time they're buying a home. You're walking them through it. You're their property. You're their friend. You've got to basically walk them through the whole process, but you have your understanding and you're guiding them through the entire process. It's work. It's a proper profession. So absolutely, yes, it would be very interesting to see if that could happen, and by all means, more than happy to assist where we can to get that.
Absolutely, and I see that passion for you to get other up-and-coming property practitioners to where you are, and that's really commendable. So Nazia, what would you consider your biggest professional success thus far?
There's a few professional success. There's been a few, but I think the main what really got me excited, and I feel that I really may have hit the bar or really overachieved something I didn't think I would ever get to, or at least you never know, but so it came as a surprise, but this was my last award, where I was awarded as one of the top 40 CEOs in the Middle East. Yes. The event had taken place at the Kirigan Kempinski in Istanbul at the Bosphorus. It really was amazing having to see or realizing that I had reached a level where not just in South Africa, but in the Middle East as well, as
you're getting that recognition.
Absolutely, and amongst other, from all over the Middle East, we had CEOs in different sectors from Egypt, Lebanon, Bahrain, Qatar, basically in the same room, Turkey as well, and of course Dubai, and different industries. It was really just very interesting to collaborate together and understand and look and get a better understanding and work around what got us to that level, and everybody seemed to have the same sort of outline and vision. And the fact is that you start young, but you've got to keep your focus and be resilient and be, ensure that your dreams will always be achieved, and having that belief in your vision. You've got to believe in your vision, and I believe that
believe in yourself, right?
Believe in yourself, most importantly.
Okay, so Nazia, it has been such an honor and privilege having you on Visionary Pulse. Thank you so much for joining me. But before you leave, please let our viewers in on one motivational quote that gets you up every morning.
Well, most importantly, I can't say it's a quote, but it's a way of living.
Yes.
And that is just to be grateful for everything that you have. I can't say it's a quote, but definitely, like I said, it's a way of living, it's a way of life. It's just to be grateful every single day, grateful for every single thing you have, grateful for your health, grateful for your mind that still works, grateful for everything the first thing I would do is if I wake up, like, thank you God, I'm awake today.
Yes.
And
that
more
mindset
importantly,
is very imperative.
Absolutely, that your health, making sure that you've got your health, you're able to get out there and still, because at the end of the day, for me, just being grateful and appreciating everything that you have and celebrating it. Celebrate life.
And I love that about you. Celebrate the small milestone, whatever it is. Celebrate every single day.
Absolutely. And then you're living.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to you.